welcome back to another video and to my channel. Today I'm going to be doing DragonSheep's hybrid challenge. So I got a 6 and a 3, which is Icewing Skywing, and the personality is shy. And then for the name, I had 3 names that I chose, and I got Snowstorm, which is kind of like snow for Icewing and storm for Skywings, because it's kind of related to sky. And then I got nothing special for the little special detail. And then for pronouns, I have she, they. So if you don't know what DragonSheep's hybrid challenge is, it's basically where what I just did, you roll 2 numbers, or 3, or however many you want, and they're all correlated to different dragon tribes, and then you have a dragon that's just the hybrid of them. I think it's really fun because it just can generate dragon hybrids you never even thought of, which is really good for creativity and thinking of new stuff and out of the box. For her body, I did mostly Icewing because I feel like Skywings are pretty generic and they don't have any really defining features. So I did more Skywing for her colors. And then I actually really like her, and I'm going to keep her as an OC. I'm actually making a map with her. But the other ones are going up as adoptables, so if anyone does want them, you can just leave a comment saying that you'd like one, and you can get one as an adoptable. And I'm really sorry I haven't been posting recently. I've been a little busy I'm starting online school, so I'm being a little busy with that, but I'll try to post a little more regularly. And then with wings, I know this isn't technically exactly what they look like, but I really like this way of drawing wings where you just kind of connect it back to the front arm. But she actually has a backstory that I have for her, and it is so she was abandoned because her mom, when she hatched, she looked too much like a Skywing, and her mom didn't want anyone to know about the Skywing, so she abandoned her in the forest, and she almost died of the cold, but she survived, and she somehow made it to possibility, she made it to civilization, I guess, and then a few dragons took her in, and they were going to possibility, so they brought her, and she just kind of lived as an orphan there, and she doesn't really have anything special about her, like it said, but she is really nice, and she sometimes just helps people out and gets odd jobs wherever she can and makes a living on what she can. But for her colors, I kind of tried to do Skywing colors, and then just had some Icewing spots was my plan first, but I feel like it was a little too dark blue, some of the blues, and too vibrant for an Icewing, but I think it might have been influenced by the red in her color scheme, because she is a hybrid, so it's just a little different. But the bucket tool does not work for me for some reason. It leaves these really weird white spots. I have to paint everything by hand. I actually really want to get Procreate, but I can't get it because of I'm on a Chromebook, and I'm drawing on that. But I'm saving up for a drawing pad, and then I can get Procreate and hopefully make some stuff that looks a little better. And that is her finished design. So for the next dragon, I had 10 is Leafwing, and then the other number I got for Nightwing was 7. So a Nightwing Leafwing hybrid, which sounds fun. Personality is they're kind, and for the name, I have Moonflower, which is actually a flower. And then their little special trait is they have powers, so I decided to give them both Leaf Speak and mind reading. and their pronouns are he, him. So this is Moonflower. I feel like with the wings especially, or a little more leaf wing, but I kind of had it pretty balanced. The color schemes definitely vary, leaf wing, and then I feel like the design is a tiny bit Nightwing, but I probably should have made just 2 regular Nightwing wings this year, more in the Nightwing direction. I had to rely mostly on the stars on the wings to even tell it's a Nightwing hybrid at all. Besides that, it kind of just looks like a odd leaf wing. But, so for the backstory for this character, you can, if anyone wants to adopt him, you can also create your own backstory. But what I was just thinking is, when the dragons all joined together and just a Nightwing and the Leafwing had him, and he had a very happy childhood. He wasn't really an outcast because everyone was really accepting of him, and he actually grew up in the rainforest as his mother, who was the Leafwing, moved there, and they all kind of lived there with the Rainwings and Nightwings. So he has mind reading and leaf speak. He is taught, though, how to control his mind reading, and it's not very overwhelming for him. He also gives all of his friends the Skyfire rocks because he doesn't like intruding on people's thoughts, and he turns it off as much as he can when he can. And for leaf speak, he isn't very strong at it, or he's not very good at it, and he can only make a few little saplings come out of the ground if he tries really hard, but nothing like a tree or anything. And he mostly just communicates with the plants more, and he doesn't really encourage them to grow as much. He just likes kind of communicating with them and helping them if they need help. And he just really loves plants, and if there's ever a flower that someone's leaving or on their windowsill and it's dying, he will intervene and take it. Or teach the dragon a lesson about gardening. And I completely forgot how to draw leafwing wings when I made him, so they look a little odd, but they don't look too unlike leaves. They're kind of like wonky leaves, but I guess that could be chalked up to he's a hybrid, so they're kind of like in between Nightwing and Leafwing. And I realized they're not covering his back, and I never really draw their backs because their wings are often covering them, and it looks pretty skitty, but he actually has a sister, and his sister is a lot more Nightwing than Leafwing, and he's more Leafwing, and his sister has mind reading as well, but not leaf speak. And then his dad, who is the Nightwing, does have mind reading. Oh, and if you're wondering what his sister's name is, it is Fortune Teller. But of course, you guys can come up with any backstory and characters you want for him if anyone wants to take him. But again, for his color scheme, I just went pretty heavily on the Leafwing with just some Nightwing speckles in the wings and stuff. Also, again, I've probably said this before, but it's a little glitched and delayed, so what I'm seeing is a while after what it's showing. So if I'm talking about something that's not happening anymore, that's just why. But that is Moonflower. And then for the last hybrid today, I got a 2 and 8. So I was really excited for this one because I love drawing sandwings, and personality is also interesting, which I kind of had a story already forming in my mind. And then they like to garden, which I think is a fun trait, and they are gender fluid. So I was thinking kind of like a very bubbly personality, and not the most brightest, but very kind and loving, and just loves friends, and has a giant garden full of these huge bushes and beautiful flowers and rhododendrons. And I really wanted to draw a sun hat and gardening tool belt, but I gave up on that idea as it did not work out very well. And if you don't know what skipper means, it's a kind of butterfly, but it's very like desert-y colored, and I think they can live in the desert, but that's kind of where I went with the name Skipper. And then for the wings, since it's a silkwing sandwing, I didn't mention that before, but it is, I tried to do 4 wings, but have them sandwing wings. So that turned out, interestingly. But I love silkwings, their antennae, and their designs, and I love sandwings, their ruffs and tail barbs. So I just think it went together really well. And the wings, well, they worked out in the end as well. But Skipper is actually probably my favorite or second favorite design, and I almost don't want to give them up, but I will have them as an adoptable. Oh, and for the backstory, Skipper, Silkwing Sandwing, lives in the Scorpion Den, and their parents burned down in a fire, but they are kind of just a scavenger, or they were when they were a kid, and they just had a very happy life despite being an orphan, and they just took control and worked really hard and got to a place where they had a nice place to live and food and friends and a beautiful garden, and they were really happy, and they still are, and they live in the Scorpion Den. I don't think they've ever really gone anywhere else because they're really happy there. And then for the colors, I just did sandwing colors, but like really bright yellow, because silkwings can be any color, so they could be yellow, but then sandwings are, goldenish, but if you have golden and then really bright, it kind of makes sense for both. And they were an only child, and their parents, their mom was the sandwing and the dad was the silkwing. And then that is Skipper and the last dragon. So that's the end of the video. Thank you so much for watching, and have a great day.